This is part 2 of my review of WizCon. I really didn't do much beyond the Taker and Paige bit. So, after the Taker thing, I got in the Paige line. Paige was whipping through people left and right. Did a really great job. Again, super fun to meet. She had this massive bruise on her arm, which she got from Brie. And we were told, like, you get your stuff ready so we get to this line. Do not pick her up. Do not pick her up. Do not pick her up. Apparently, some overzealous fans, because she was doing the hug with some fans, and some fans, while doing the hug, began to lift her off the ground. And she's not expecting it, and they don't want her to get injured. But, super fun girl, great to meet. She liked the fact that I showed up as Roddy Piper. I saw that some photos were more, serious, some were kind of goofy. Ours can be kind of goofy. I had to say, I was sorry they had a cold hand. So they tried, put the hand around. But then the real part. So we go downstairs in the Taker line. Paige's line just fills up, runs through, not a big deal. And we're like, so we're gonna miss the QA? We're gonna miss getting a photo? We're gonna miss getting an autograph? What's going on? So we get to be told, you have to run over. First we're told, just go through the Taker's line, go for Taker right over there. It's getting closer to her QA time, and they're like, whoever's got dual VIPs, just run over there, stuff sign, and run back. So I got my, let me get this thing that full in the shot. So there's the Paige autograph on my giant canvas, which of course you can get through the WWEshop.com. That's one of the WWE artist, Rob. Great guy to meet. I recommend. If you get a chance to meet him, great guy. He was thrilled to sign stuff when I asked if he was signing anything. So we get to the Paige, we get to the Taker thing, and it's like, all right, now by this time, places closed down. I'm like, all right, I want you to get the QA hall. So people had a bunch of questions that if you would have watched either the podcast or anything else, you would know a lot of the answers. A lot of them was like, thank you for doing this, thank you for saying this, thank you for this. Adorable girl who's like, I'm 10, I want to become a wrestler, what do you do? She was like, just be patient. She's like, I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson told me, just be hungry and humble. The crowd itself was very subdued, but she's like, the hardest time she had, she's like, was not swearing, because she swears a lot, and this is a room that's probably full of kids. She's like, I'm not PG. I got to be in line, I'm like, all right, I've got a question, I want to ask it. And then someone from the E was walking down, and she was like, she has to leave in a few minutes for a flight. We're not going to get to your question. And I'm thinking, all right, if it's just me, I'll stay in line. Maybe I can. It was just, yes, it tells the person in front, like, you're the last question. Maybe I'll stay in line, because you never know. And as people ask some questions, some are actually pretty good. Like, when are you going to win the title again? What was the hardest thing you had to do? And the one that I was, of course, going to ask is, why don't we see them in the gimmick matches? Someone already asked, when are you going to put Nikki through a table? And she was like, oh, I'd love to do a street fight. I was like, why does she think they don't do those? Because from a logical standpoint, I think a Divas Money in the Bank would be awesome. That would be a great way to build up a third person in the Divas division. At this year's Chamber, they did the tag belts and the IC belts, first time ever. I think that a first time ever Divas Chamber would be fantastic. Or even a ladder match. There's lots of things that the women can do that they just are not allowed to do. She mentioned a cage match. I think Nikki Paige in a cage would work. Great. They can't do twin magic. You keep other people out of it from interfering. Great. There was some J.O. behind me who was like, oh, who's asked me to defend her title? I felt like going July 4th. She defended her title on July 4th. She's not going to defend it on August 23rd. No. Yes, it's like, yes, she will have eventually gone 2 months before she had a title defense. Yes, she will probably surpass AJ's record without having a title defense the last 2 months. Yes. Unless she defends it on Raw in like a random match. So anybody who can get a hold of Paige through Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, carrier pigeon, if you want to send a little snippet of why does she think they haven't had gimmick matches, by all means let me know. And for those of you who are wondering how I was dressed, yes, I was dressed in my Roddy Piper gear. He is gone but not forgotten. So we saw a guy as Piper, because there were 3 people dressed as Piper who had on this fedora. This, of course, is my my medicinal fedora because of skin cancer. You know, then you did actually physically see me.